Hi beautiful souls, Kira Marie here. So I just wanted to do something a little different with this episode. This episode is raw. It is maybe confronting, maybe a little triggering. It is life. So this week's episode is a little insight into what has happened with an incident with my kids and attempted abduction, and the journey that that has brought up, and where the healing lies in this, and tips on how to take back your power and help and heal. So if this is something that you would like to listen to, then stay tuned. Hey soul family. So just want to put a trigger warning out that this may trigger you. This may bring up things from your childhood or your past or past lives that may bring up emotions or feelings or tightness in the body, headaches or chest or throat, just things that have either been suppressed for you or not shown empathy or the light to, or emotions that need to come up and come out. So we had an incident last night where my triplets were walking home. They are 10 and it's only maybe like a 5-minute walk, and there's a lot of kids in the area that walk home from school. So normally they also walk with friends, but their friends got picked up last night, so they were walking together, which they've done before. So they were walking home, and it was my son Brody and then my daughter Indy slightly behind him, and then my daughter Zoe slightly behind her. They were in front of a house, and across the road a car was driving down the road and stopped, and had their window down, and a boy who, the car was a P plate, so I would say like 18, 19, 20 maybe, said to my daughter, is this your family? Something like this anyway. I can't remember verbatim, but is this your family, or is this where you live? And she said yes. She had the instinct to say yes. And he said, then said, do you want to come jump in my car? And she said no. And then they then ran off and ran home and called us straight away. We were on our way home from picking up our other sons from school. We then spoke to them about it to get what happened and where, and we then drove and took them for a drive to show us where, and we were just looking for cameras and stuff. We then went to the local police station, but that's not manned, so we then went to Wollongong police station to report the incident. The kids were then with me present, were then interviewed separately, and video interviewed separately as well, and by detectives. So as you can imagine, this is a tough thing for parents to go through. The emotions of fear, the emotions of not being able to protect your kids every second of the day, the the feelings of your kids having to go through that and you not being there, the not having the power and the powerlessness of it all, wanting to protect your kids. And then also on the flip side of that is also the triggering moments and triggering what's happened in our past and our life for my husband, but then also for me, of not having someone there to protect you, for not having someone there to save you. So this scenario of the police station and having the interview and then having to go through your story so many times, and just in a way, what's coming up for me at the moment is feeling like you're not believed. So when things happen, they happen for us, not to us. They happen for us to feel things, to bring up emotions, to bring up past things, to clear, to heal, to do things differently, to rewrite the script. To break a cycle, to stop cycles, generational cycles. So, and it's interesting that yesterday I felt like I was guided to record a podcast about my childhood. And funny because I've actually recorded it, the episode a few weeks back, but I can't find the recording. So then I'm like, okay, well, I'll just do another one. So I decided to do that yesterday morning and split it into two. And then the episode just didn't feel right for me. And then I thought to myself yesterday afternoon, I'm like, maybe what I can do is just do snippets. So one thing that happened, and talk about that and the journey and the healing and things like that with it, and then go on to the next one. And so do it in not just two episodes, but in use it as a bit of a sequel type of thing. And then this happens last night, which allows for this, right? So when I was maybe year 2, year 3, I was sexually abused by a boy down the road, or young man I should say. He would have been 16, 17, maybe 18, 16, 17, and he abused myself and my brother, and another family as well. So that's what that we know of, let alone other people that we didn't know of. So it was found out by our parents. We were told to not say anything. And it was made to what was done to me when I was in the when he was doing what he was doing. It was made to be like a fun game. So at that age, yeah, and don't tell your parents. So we didn't. Anyway, the parents found out, and they then took it to the police, and we had to go through the whole thing of talking to our parents and telling them what happened, then talking to the police and telling them what happened, and then taking it further to detectives and telling them what happened, and then the child person, I don't know what they're called, and where we had to do the video one as well, because one thing that my parents had said is that because it went to trial and I went to court, and they said my kids are not to testify, that we are not putting them through that. So that's where the video thing came in, and yeah, so it was quite a process that we had to go through, and very scary, and just the way I feel like that's what's come up for me is that the way they kept questioning and kept asking, and I get that they've got a job to do, and I'm sure there's people that aren't truthful and may make up stuff, so they need to just keep asking to see if the story changes. But what that left me with is a feeling of not being believed, and that they thought I was telling lies. My throat chakra right now is feels like it's closing over, being restricted, and that's where I lost my voice. And that's when my body was then starting to manifest that, and that in turn grew to goiters on my thyroid, where I had to have them removed because they were so big that they were closing my windpipe. And that is what can happen, is when we are suppressed, when we, unfortunately back in the 80s, after this, we didn't have any counselling. It was just dealt with through the police, and then it was swept under the carpet. It was not talked about again. I don't remember, and look, maybe Mum and Dad did, but I don't remember. They're not here to ask. And you always have a different version to somebody else. You remember what you remember, and they remember their version. So maybe they did speak to us. I'm not really sure, but okay, my mum's just popped in and she said, no, Kira, we didn't talk to you about it. So I was swept under the carpet. So when things happen to your kids, there's a greater picture. So this is a beautiful gift that, one, it wasn't anything worse. It could have been a whole lot worse. Two, it's a beautiful thing that my daughter had so much strength and bravery to say and give the answers that she gave. and then to call us as soon as she got home that they were together, that we took action straight away, that we didn't just sweep under the carpet. Last night I gave my kids healings. We also did a beautiful ritual type of thing that, and it's interesting that it's actually come up in like 3 or 4 times in the last 24 to 48 hours. So a little tip that I do with myself, my kids, my husband, clients, is when something like this happens, and whether that's something serious like this or whether it's just something that you've had an interaction with someone that hasn't gone so well, a fight, an argument, a power trip, in any circumstance in your life, and it's as simple as hand on your heart, deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And say, I give it all back to you. I give it all back to you. You can close your eyes if you choose and say it with me. I give it all back to you. I give it all back to you. It is not mine to carry. It is not mine to own. I send it all back to you. I send it all back to you. I will not take ownership of this. I send it all back to you. And then, with your hand on your heart, you call back your power. So by sending it back and giving it back, what that is doing is all of that anxiety and worry and concern and heaviness and energetic shit that they have given you in that encounter, in that situation, is giving that all back to them, is sending it back to them. That is not for you to carry. It is not for you to take that burden on. And then the essential part is then calling back your power, because they have taken your power willingly, unwillingly, consciously, unconsciously. They have taken your power away from you. The feeling of safety and independence and love and they've taken your power away. So it is then as simple as hand on your heart, deep breath in, deep breath out. You can close your eyes, you can open your eyes. Repeat after me. I now call back my power. I call back my power. Call back my power to me from the north, the south, east and west, from all directions. Call back my power. I call it back to me now. I call back my power from all time, space, dimension and reality, from all lifetimes, from above, so below. I call it all back to me now. And what that is doing is anybody who has willingly, unwillingly taken your power, anyone that has stolen your power, anyone that you have given your power to, willingly or unwillingly, anyone that has siphoned it, it takes it from them and returns it back to you. And this is all done with love and light. No animosity, no anger. It is all done with love and light, returned with love and light to them, return to you with love and light. And it's also, you can be used with places. So my daughter didn't like this morning going past the place that it happened. So as we were driving past it and driving up to it and driving away from it, I was doing the same thing with her, giving her her power back from the place, the situation, and returning it all to him. The other thing that I had them do was also forgive. I know that can be a big thing. I know that we have been conditioned that you don't forgive because that means that you're saying it's okay, you're saying that it's acceptable, you're saying that what they did was okay. That's not at all what forgiveness is about. Forgiveness is releasing you from them. It is releasing you from the stronghold. It is releasing you from the grip. It is releasing you from the trauma. Forgiving someone releases you. It helps you and gives you your power back. When we don't forgive, it eats us up. It does nothing for them, doesn't matter to them. They go on their life and live freely. They have their own demons, but forgiving, not forgiving is like you taking a pill with poison in it and expecting them to get sick from it or die from it. You've taken that pill. You will get sick from that. Same with forgiveness. You will get sick from that. They won't, because it doesn't matter to them. Forgiving will set you free. Will allow your heart to mend. Will give freedom within your body, your soul, your essence, and will stop any dis-ease, because not forgiving creates dis-ease within your body. So forgiveness releases that. Gives freedom back to your body. So if you find that something comes up in your life, kids or anything else that triggers you, I encourage you to question as to where this has come from, why this is coming up, whereabouts in your childhood has this scenario, not the same, could be, but also could be same but different. Where has this played out? Where has these feelings and emotions played out before? Why does this feel familiar? Why is this bringing up emotions? But also to then give yourself that time to feel those emotions, to sit with those emotions, to allow those emotions to bubble up and bubble out, to leak out of your eyes and come out. Last night, after giving my kids a healing and helping them in that way, I then walked out of their room and almost collapsed. Had to hold on to the rails of the stairs and just sob. Just let the emotions come up and out. Let the tears flow. Acknowledging that something needed to be released from within, that I was safe, that it was okay, that they were safe, they were okay. But it was okay to honour my feelings and my emotions and to allow that to be expressed. And that is something that we will be also doing with the kids tonight, and that I've done with a couple of them last night too, is said that it's okay to be sad, it's okay to cry, and it's okay to have emotions and feel those emotions and sit with those emotions, and something that we can do together tonight as well. So in regards to forgiveness, the reason why I can sit here and say that it's okay to forgive and that it is for you is because I have forgiven my abusers. So not only was I abused by the boy that I've told you about, I was then after that abused by another boy, and that went on for quite a few years. Ended in being raped, and that took on a journey itself that wasn't taken to the police, that was just swept under the carpet, and dealt with very poorly. The best way my parents could at the time, in a capacity that they could, however, not in the best capacity that was served me. So that has come up in my healing and my journey, and uncovering the layers that healing does. It uncovers in layers, and I have done a lot of inner work to be able to get to the point where I could forgive them. Not for them, for me. Excuse me. A lot of releasing. Burping going on at the moment, sorry. Yeah, like I needed to forgive them for me. I needed to forgive them for my healing and for my journey and my release, and for it not to have a stranglehold on me, and for me to call back my power from them. And then as a result of that, the next layer was then understanding that hurt people, that unhealed people hurt people. And they hurt me because they had been hurt. Abuse is never an automatic thing. It is never something that you just do because it is a learned behaviour. They learned that from someone else. They learned that because they too were hurt. They were hurt by somebody else. So to uncover that layer, that it wasn't done to me because of me. It wasn't done to me because they hated me. It wasn't done to me because there was anything wrong with me. It was done because they were hurt. They were hurting. They were confused. They were doing it because it had been done to them. Then allowed me to forgive them and to come at a different viewpoint and to look at it at a different angle and to feel sorry for them, to take the hatred and the anger away, melt it away. It really, I don't know if this is the right word, but dehumanized it. When bad things happen, we kind of almost put them on a pedestal in a way, in regards to, we make them bigger than what they are. We make them more important than what they are. We make them scarier than what they are. Just like last night when we went to the police and my daughter was scared and unsure, and just the way I was when I went there. And I said to her, they had to go out the room to make a phone call. When they're out the room, I said, I want you to see them. I said, they are someone's dad. I said, they have just got a title. They've just got a job that makes them police officers. I said, they are also someone's dad. They are someone's son. I said, they could be a dad from the cricket team or the hockey team. They are people. And that then made her feel more comfortable with talking to them and opening up to them, and dehumanise and bring them back to the same level as us, and approachable and feeling safe, and not having them in a unrealistic expectation or bubble, or, you know what I'm trying to say is just, instead of having them up in a different level and having them be bigger than they are, and more important than what they are, and scarier than they need to be, is then bringing back down to, oh, yeah, like he's just someone's dad, like he's just someone's son, like he's just someone's friend. They're normal people. And they are just people. They've just got a job title. That's the only difference. So to bring that back down. And the same with attackers, same with abusers, is they are the same. And if we can bring their power back down and out and away, and bring it back to, that is someone's son, that is someone's daughter, that is learnt behaviour, and I forgive them. For me, I forgive them. For me, removes the dis-ease within your body, and it removes the power from them and puts the power back into your hands and your heart, and will help you break cycles, break generational curses, break generational scripts that no longer need to be written, no longer need to be continued, and puts the power back in your hands and within your bloodline. So I questioned, I questioned whether to do this episode, and I thought, you know what, this is exactly what this podcast is about. It is remembering. It is remembering who the fuck you are, so the game can change. Because once we remember how fucking powerful we are, and how in control we are, how brave we are, how we can change our script, we can change the way things were done, we can change the way things were dealt with. We have the power to help not only ourselves, our lineage, but also our future generations. because what we do today directly impacts them. Your kids you haven't had, your kids you're about to have, their kids that they're going to have, the generations that we won't even see or have an impact with. The impact starts now. The impact starts now. All right, my loves, thank you so much for joining me today. If you would like guidance or help with anything that you're going through, please reach out. I have mini healings, activations. I have major healings, soul conversations that are there to help and guide you. Your kids as well. I work with kids. So if you need anything, please reach out. Let me know. Head to kiramaree.com.au. If there isn't a package there that is suitable, then please get in contact and I can work something out for you as well. All right, my loves. Sending you so much love.
Thank you so much for joining me on this episode today. Remember that your power has always been within you. The moment you start trusting yourself, the whole game changes. If you love this episode, comment below or DM me on Instagram and let me know your biggest takeaway. Why not even screenshot it and tag me at Kira Marie Divinely Guided or Ascension School, and I will share your love. To find out what Spirit has in store for us for next week's episode, stay tuned and subscribe. Remember, keep rising, keep remembering, and watch the game change. Until next time, love you, soul family. Bye.